The dream of any young baseball player is to make it to the major leagues, and for most of them, it starts with the Major League Baseball draft. Each year, just over 1,000 young ball players hear their names called in hopes of reaching the major leagues. When the 2000 MLB draft came around, Matt Harrington heard his name called 7th overall by the Colorado Rockies. But he never played a game for the Rockies organization. He never played a game for the Padres, Rays, Reds, or Yankees organizations, the other franchises who also drafted Harrington. Despite being one of the best high school arms to ever come out of California, Matt Harrington never stepped foot on a major or minor league field, despite being drafted 5 separate times. Matt Harrington entered his senior season at Palmdale High School in California, knowing that he had something special. A 6'3" right-handed pitcher with an upper 90s fastball and a devastating breaking ball, he had already landed himself a full scholarship to Arizona State. But Harrington wanted to make the jump to professional baseball right away and showed that he was deserving. He posted an 11-0 record with a .54 ERA and a staggering 126 strikeouts in only 65 innings during his senior season. The accolades quickly came in for Harrington. He was named Baseball America's High School Player of the Year for 2000, a prestigious award that is frequently won by future major leaguers. Josh Hamilton, Joe Mauer, Bryce Harper, Justin Upton, and Mike Moustakas are just some of the numerous major leaguers who won the award when they were amateurs in high school. The 2000 MLB draft was stacked with talent. Adrian Gonzalez went first overall to the Florida Marlins, and current Twins manager Rocco Baldelli was taken 6th overall by the then Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Also included in the 2000 MLB draft class were Chase Utley, Adam Wainwright, Xavier Nady, Dontrelle Willis, and Yadier Molina. With the 7th overall pick, the Colorado Rockies took Matt Harrington, and it looked like he was on the fast path to the big leagues. A high draft pick by a relatively new franchise, with the ability to make an impact soon, Harrington was almost certain to soar through the minor leagues and become a Rocky in no time. After the draft came the contract negotiations. Harrington and his agent, Tommy Tanzer, were seeking a $4.95 million signing bonus, almost $1 million more than Josh Hamilton, the first overall selection of the 1999 draft a year before, received. Negotiations were hard fought, and the Rockies and Harrington went back and forth, until ultimately a final offer was presented, a $4 million signing bonus with a guaranteed major league call-up by the end of the 2002 season. Now that sounds like a pretty good deal, right? A nice $4 million check and a written, signed guarantee to be a Major League Baseball player all before you turn 21. But not to Harrington. He believed he was worth more and turned down the Rockies' offer. Harrington was betting on himself. He believed he was a next-level talent and was worth a record signing bonus. So he sat out the 2001 season and trained. When the 2001 draft rolled around, Harrington was selected in the second round by the San Diego Padres. This time around, he had a new agent though, somebody you might have heard of, super agent Scott Boras. The Padres offered Harrington $1.2 million to sign, which he and Boras both declined. They both believed that Harrington, who was still in his teens, was worth a lot more than that. So for the second time in 2 seasons, Harrington did not sign a major league contract. To stay in shape, he played independent baseball at the St. Paul Saints of the now defunct Northern League. As a 19-year-old, Harrington posted a 9.37 earned run average across 19 professional innings. The Padres had the opportunity to sign Harrington until the day before the 2002 MLB draft, but decided not to. They also informed Harrington they would not be using another selection on him in the upcoming draft. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays, however, decided to pick up Harrington in the 13th round of the 2002 MLB draft. This time around, he was only offered $200,000 to sign. And again, Harrington declined and went back into independent baseball. This was now the 3rd straight draft that Harrington was picked in, and the 3rd straight time he did not come to an agreement with a major league club. Each season, his value kept diminishing, but he kept betting on himself. In the offseason, Harrington kept in shape by playing independent baseball, where his ERA hovered around the 6s. When the 2003 MLB draft came around, the Cincinnati Reds made him their 24th round selection, with little money attached to it. They viewed it as just an opportunity for him to try out for the team. Once again, Harrington declined and set out for independent ball. He had hoped that he could get drafted one more time and totally redeem himself. He was set on signing whatever contract was thrown his way the 5th time around. The New York Yankees saw some promise left in Harrington and picked him in the 36th round of the 2004 MLB draft, but did not offer him a contract. Harrington had torn his rotator cuff, and the Yankees didn't want to take the risk of signing a liability. After his successful shoulder surgery, Harrington once again returned to indie ball, and for the first time in his career, showed some promise and improvement. His velocity had returned, and he had posted the lowest ERA of his professional career at a 2.77. But no team drafted Harrington in the 2005 draft. He continued to play indie ball and went to spring training with the Cubs actually as a free agent in 2006, but was released shortly after, and he was out of professional baseball before he was 25. Matt Harrington had become the first baseball player ever drafted 5 separate times. He also became the first ever baseball player drafted 5 separate times to not sign. He had first-round talent and could have been the anchor of a rotation of a very young and developing team, but greed got in his way. Eventually, Harrington was working at his local Costco instead of fanning batters. The story of Matt Harrington is one of greed and trusting the wrong people. He had a gift and the potential to become one of the best pitchers of his generation, but let a couple of dollars get in the way.